You're gonna sound great.
I know. I'm really excited.
I can't wait. I can't wait until that day.
Oh, sound really amazing. Super sexy. Welcome, Pacer fans. That's what my voice will sound like all the time on the new mic, right?
Okay. Yeah. We're gonna have to we're gonna have to recategorize the podcast as like adults only or something.
Oh, for sure.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. Explicit just because John is so erotic with his voice.
Yeah. There's probably an iTunes category for that already. It's on a drop down.
Is that John erotic?
Yes.
Yeah, so just prepare to.
It'll be great.
It'll be perfect. Yeah, so just prepare to.
Y'all motherfuckers don't watch us play throughout the year, to tell you the truth. I'm gonna be real with you, and I don't care if I get fined.
That train is off the track.
I feel like you can't just like jump through Neptune and be okay.
Just prepare to.
What the show needs is more dogs and bears and chickens and stuff.
Yeah, so just prepare to be awash in unbeatable goodness.
Welcome, Pacers fans. You were listening to the Undebeatables, your semi-weekly Pacers podcast. Today is April 14th, 2022, and this is episode 587. Coming to you from Indianapolis, Indiana, I'm your host, Joey Gaffrida, the man behind the dials and former season ticket holder. This show, we're going to discuss, you heard it here last, the end of the season, the last 3 games of the season. Pacers took on Philly twice and Brooklyn. And we're going to talk playoffs, baby. Not the Pacers, of course, but we're going to talk about the good teams that are out there still. Joining me this show are all 3 of our analysts, coast to coast, like buttered toast. First, from the high school home of Jamison Brewer, Silver Spring, Maryland, it's the doctor, Jason Triplett.
What is up, Pacers fans? What is up, Undebeatables? Shout out to the chosen people out there. Passover starts tomorrow. I hope everybody has a good Seder and enjoys your matzah. Lots of matzah coming up.
From Indianapolis, Indiana, he's our in-house bartender mixing up the drinks in the crappy jingles, John Colson.
What is up, Pacer Nation? What is up, Undebeatables? Lots of matzah. I would like to... I just want to admit that we sloughed off at the end of the season. And we did not finish the season strong. But I want to say that the Pacers didn't either. Like I think they ended their season poorly as well. So we're just mimicking the team that we love.
Monkey
Sorry
see,
about that.
Monkey do.
But we're back, baby. Back for the playoffs and all that goes with it.
From Boise, Idaho, out west, it's our enforcer, John Harper.
What is going on, fellas? I'm definitely taking next week off.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Joe, can I give you a little update on the Fever, the WNBA? Because they're actually doing a lot of things right now. The WNBA just had their draft. And this is my favorite quote from Lynn Dunn, who was our previous coach, and she's now our GM. That we got the number 2, 4, 6, and 10 drafts in the first round, as well as the 20th, 25th, and 34th. It's the most draft picks in the first round in the history of the WNBA. And they asked Lynn Dunn who she was going to go after as the GM, and she said, in our particular situation, we need a lot. We need help inside. We need help outside. It's a little bit easier for us to pinpoint our needs because they are glaring.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
Shots fired.
They took Nalisa Smith from Baylor at number 2, Emily Engstler from Louisville at number 4, with a reach, apparently, Lexi Hull from Stanford and another reach at 10 from Queen Egbo from Baylor. And then my parents had watched the women's tournament and were really high on Destiny Henderson. They thought she'd be a number one pick. We got her at 20. She was apparently the best player in the title game. Could shoot from anywhere. And those 4 players are going to basically shape our future because over the last 4 seasons we've had top 4 picks in the last 4 seasons, and we only have one of them still left, Kelsey Mitchell. So anyway, this is the team now, these new players. So shout out, go Fever. We got this.
You got this.
So what's the chances that the Fever run out of all rookie starting lineup?
Pretty good, honestly. Although, I think Kelsey Mitchell, who was the number 2 draft pick 2018, who's still on the team, will probably spend a lot of minutes on the floor. But there's still a chance. We've also got Allie Patsberg from IU. She made the team. And Amisha Williams-Holiday from Jackson State also in this draft. I think these guys are going to make the team. These ladies will make the team. Lexi Hall apparently is a defensive stopper and a 3-point shooter, but a reach at 6. So, anyway, Lynn Dunn saw something.
All right. And before we get into the show, I'd like to remind you that you can support the longest-running Pacers podcast, which is us, by heading over to patreon.com/undebeatables. And you can support us for as little as $1 per month, which also can get you access to our Slack, where there's all sorts of nonsense. A lot of random stats have been going around recently. Thanks to Charlie, who's been dropping that knowledge on us. Also, if you're listening to this on the day it released, it's tax day. You should probably get to work if you've not done that. But if you heard it here first, then yeah, you should widen your scope on what you're listening to. All right, so let's talk about this. The end of the season occurred. Pacers finished the season on a perfect 0-10 streak.
Yay!
They did it. I didn't think they could do it.
Well done, team.
The Tuesday, April 5th, Pacers took on the Philadelphia 76ers at home, and they lose this one 131-122. This game was big. They did not give up 40 points in the first quarter, so, we were always in danger to lose that one. But we did it in the second. We gave up 49 in the second quarter. And we fought back a little bit. But that game, Joel Embiid is pretty good. Scored, 45 points, 45 and 13. Tyrese Maxey with 30. Tobias Harris with 10. Buddy Hield looking pretty good, 25 points. And Halliburton with 21. We played the Sixers again Saturday, April 9th. Play this one away, and we lose this one 133-120. Again, we only gave up 37 in the first quarter, so I was a little bit worried. But then followed up with a 29 and 34 points the second and third, which sealed the deal.
So do you think that Joel Embiid needs to send a thank you card to the Pacers organization for getting the scoring title? Because he also hit 41 in this game after 45 in the last, and he ends up winning the scoring title for the NBA.
You know what? I'm guessing, yeah, he probably should send a basket of flowers or something. I don't know what it is. What do you do when you win a scoring title?
I like those things when they're what are the flowers that are also chocolate or whatever? How do you do that? The edible,
yeah.
arrangements. Yeah.
Edible arrangements, yeah.
I think you need edible arrangements for Carlisle.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing to do.
Yeah,
it's only polite. But yeah, Joel Embiid rocks 41 and 20 rebounds, just for good measure. James Harden gets 22 and 14. From the Pacers side, O'Shea Brissett our top scorer with 20 points. And Tyrese Halliburton, number 2, 19. And the last game of the season, Pacers taking on the Brooklyn Nets. Sunday, April 10th. We ended on a back-to-back, of course. Afternoon game, so we can put our feet up and relax. Kyrie Irving drops 35 on our heads. Kevin Durant with 20. Bruce Brown, 21 points. But we lose this one, 134-126. Not too far off. But we did give up our traditional 41 in the first quarter. Anyway, that ends the season. I guess O'Shea Brissett, again, our high scorer, 28 points. That's the season. Pacers close out the week, and they are on vacation somewhere, I'm assuming, watching some playoff basketball from other players. They, not even close enough to get to the play-in game. Were they locked in the fifth? Was it the fifth slot with the streak they had at the end of the season, which gave them 40%? What was it? 40% chance to get the number 1 pick.
41%. No,
No.
41% to get a top 4
Top
pick.
4 pick, right?
Yeah.
That's why I'm not in charge.
Yeah, no. As far as the lottery goes, I really wanted the Thunder to win one more so we could be tied with them and maybe go a coin flip. But no, we're in the 5th spot, and it's where we've been most of the season, and we did the right thing by losing the last 10 games. So here we are. We've got a shot at the first pick. We've got a shot at top 4 pick. And there are only 4 guys that matter in this draft, so cross your fingers. This is coming up in May. Shout out.
We established time and time again that there's more than 4 people that matter.
Nope. Nobody else matters. Here's another thing that we can't control. Cleveland's playing tomorrow, and if they lose, they don't make the playoffs, which means they get a lottery pick, which means the pick that we traded for Karis LeVert would turn into 2 second-round picks in the following 2 years, and we don't get a first-round draft pick. So it's possible that we thought we were going to get, a 13, 14, 15, 16 pick that could be gone if Cleveland loses tomorrow. So, yay.
So cheer hard. Go Cavs.
Go Cavs.
Yes, go Cavs hard. They got to beat Atlanta. And you know what? We're not big fans of Nate McMillan, so just beat him.
Yeah, Nate McMillan, not big fans of ours either, so I'm sure he's not going to do us any favors. But yeah, in theory, Jared Allen is back for that game. So Cleveland has been on a slide ever since Jared Allen went down, but apparently he's back. They're probably going to give it a go on Friday, so
Yeah, kind of have to at this
hopefully
point.
that helps. Yeah.
So, Harper, anything from the end of the season you want to talk about? T.J. McConnell returned after being out for months and played like 2 games.
Yeah, I don't know why that happened.
That's got to be on him. He had to have wanted that. I can't imagine another scenario.
He's just.
Did he have some
gym
kicker
rat.
in his contract where if he played X number of games, then he got an extra $200K or something?
I'm sure he's just a gym rat, right? He just always wants to be playing basketball, so I guess in that sense, not a huge surprise. Seemed to like throwing caution to the wind a little bit coming off an injury to me, because I was, this season ended mercifully on a 10-game losing streak. Like, just needed to put a bullet in it and have it done. O'Shea Brissett was our high scorer last week. So
Yeah, he wouldn't stop playing hard.
yeah. So he definitely wants a job next year. I'd be surprised if he can't find a roster spot somewhere. So good for him.
Well, I really do think that we, as a franchise, had Brogdon play with Halliburton for a minute, for like 5 games or 6 games, and then I think there was some sense in which let's see what McConnell looks like with Halliburton in the backcourt. We know that Halliburton is moving forward with us as a franchise, and what does that look like moving forward? If you've got basically you're talking about two of the best stealers in the backcourt in the NBA. Can they play at the same time? Do they need to be rotated out? I thought that's what this was about. Let's just get, a little bit of tape on these guys and see what happens.
A really interesting experiment that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to loan a couple guys to us to run in our backcourt. It's one of these few. It's what is this, synergy or something like that?
Yep.
It's a crossover episode.
Crossover episode. There you go. That's what it is. That would be good. I mean, yeah, it's interesting. TJ McConnell seems like a perfect backup point guard, and I want nobody taking the ball out of Halliburton's hands.
Also agree.
Right.
I also want none of this film to be used ever for anything.
Right.
Maybe you could use it as punishment.
No. I'm just saying, occasionally they might be on the court together, and that would be okay. Now we know what it looks like.
Yeah.
McConnell's what? My height, and I don't know.
I mean, I got Kobe. I can run some Sims. It's fine.
What year of Kobe did you have there?
22
He's
probably.
he's got the newest one. Come on.
Okay.
It's Harper.
All right. Well, I mean, you can still have the old ones.
He's probably got all the
also
old
have
ones.
the old ones.
Yeah. Yeah. So the game, the season has ended. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
We're moving on.
Joe, it's better than fine. We're the one of the bottom 5 teams in the NBA, and we have a chance at a really high draft pick.
We have a chance to land a draft pick that matters, and if not, pack it in.
Just insta tank for next year.
Yeah, that will be insta-tank.
Get out of here.
No, come on.
Connie's over. We're talking like everyone's excited about next season anyway, no matter who we draft. It's going to be we're going to have TJ Warren back at healthy.
Yeah, I can't wait.
You almost didn't get that out because you were laughing so hard.
Really brings the room together, that TJ Warren.
I'd love to have TJ Warren back, but he's not going to be with us.
Bold prediction.
Yeah. I think next year's going to be fun, but
be more fun than this season
wait
was.
Yeah, I think it has to, like, kind of by definition.
So I'm staying with my parents right now, and I'm reading a lot of the Indy Star. And one of the things that is happening is that Miles Turner is talking a lot of Yang about how he wants to
part of the Yang gang.
Yeah. He thinks he's real good, and he's ready to come back. He said everybody's forgot about him because he was injured, and he's really excited to be the leader of this team, the leader of this defense, and he wants to play with Halliburton, who he understands now is the face of the franchise, but he wants to be on this guy's squad, and that could be positive. That could be good. At least he understands what's going on. So. But he also might think he's better than he is. So
yeah, I mean, you say that he wants to. I have not been reading the Indianapolis Star. You're saying that that he thinks he's the leader of the team? Is that what he's saying?
No. He what he's saying is that I think he thinks he's very good.
I'm fine with confidence.
People have forgotten about him because he was injured. People forgot that he's the shot blocker in the game. That he's. And now that
who forgot that?
I don't know who these people are.
Now that Sabonis is gone, he can be the full-time center, and I think he's saying that he understands that Halliburton is the new face of the franchise, and he's accepting that because he wants to play on the floor with a guy who wants to get him the ball, which is very cool. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
But he didn't mention Brogdon, which is interesting.
Or they didn't print it.
Fair enough. Brogdon also has said that he totally thinks he can work with Halliburton, and he wants to be a part of this franchise for the long term. That's what the Indy Star is saying. I'm not sure all these things are going to happen.
It's nice he's willing to work with his coworkers. That's definitely a step in the right direction.
I am currently a Pacer.
No, he said that he was really pleased that the organization, trusted him enough to give him an extension, and he wants to be here. That's what he said. So,
I mean,
shall
he's
see.
he's a politician. He's never going to say the wrong thing.
He's the
President.
president.
Whatever,
Yep.
right? Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, but that's good. You know, like I said, we
Presidents
saw-
don't ever say the wrong thing.
yeah,
Not in a recent memory. Can't think of anything.
No.
yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah, we saw a glimpse of them together, and there were, you know, seemingly could work a bit at some level.
No, none of it could work at
No?
all. It was
Okay.
just completely opposite styles. The whole thing was a mess. I love Malcolm Brogdon. Not really. Look, the thing is we talked. I think you said that he was the most disappointing Pacer because he was supposed to take the reins of this
was.
team and he didn't do it. Look. If he wants to be our bench guy, we're paying him way too much to be our bench guy. We got to trade him for Russell Westbrook. It's got to happen. And then we cut Russell Westbrook. No, we cut him when he gets here, and then we just have a bunch of cap space the next year. That's the rumor out there right now, and I'm not totally against it.
Wouldn't we have to send even more stuff than Malcolm
No,
Brogdon to make the salaries
you would
match?
trade Heald and Brogdon for
For
For nothing.
Westbrook, and then you bring Westbrook back, and then you just cut him.
I don't want to get rid of Heald to get rid of Brogdon.
I like Heald a lot. I agree with you. I think Heald helps our team.
I mean, right now he's our second best player.
Well, until
Behind
Miles
O'Shea
Turner comes
Brissett.
back. Until Miles Turner comes back.
I mean,
even then, he's probably the second best player. But yeah, I mean, this says a lot about the state of our franchise that our two best players are from the
From
Kings.
somebody else.
So we're,
yeah,
we got some stuff to take care
we got
of.
some stuff to
We
work
got
out.
some stuff to work out.
Yeah.
I mean, if they do execute that trade, if that is a rumor and they go for it, then next year is definitely full. You know, it's like a double rebuild year.
Right, because you're just gritting space, cap space.
Yeah, you're creating cap space, and you don't have anybody to fill out the roster. Like, it's not like you create room next year to sign anybody. So
We got the four guys that we like right now, plus the draft pick we're about to get, and then move ahead.
and then Gummy Bear,
Gummy Bear and the sauce,
Terry Taylor, Birdhouse.
Birdhouse. Yeah, we can make this happen.
And did we come up with a nickname for Jackson yet? Iggy?
We liked IPA.
Oh, IPA. Okay.
Not bad. I can't remember why.
Because he's hoppy.
he's happy.
Oh, he's hoppy. That's right. That was the most connected nickname we've ever.
It's
come
too
up with.
connected for you
Yeah.
to remember.
We'll just start calling him Fred.
Why?
Because it means nothing.
You figure it out.
We'll make up a
draw the
story
line.
later. Don't worry.
Fred Jones won a
There you
dunk
go.
contest.
There you go. There we go. We already got it pulled together.
And Rick Carlisle, for his part, gave an interview last week shooting down the rumors that he was headed for adding front office to his list of positions on the Pacers. He said that he came here to coach, and that's what he wanted to do, and trust the front office. So he additionally said that, he was fine with this rebuild.
He's not afraid of it.
Yeah, I'm here to coach this team and coach this team for the long haul. I'm not afraid of any aspect of a rebuild one bit. Not one single bit, he said. So it's good to
right,
hear
that
from
was-
the big guy.
That's what you say right before you take that front office job.
No. That's definitive. He said, I'm not afraid one little bit. He said it twice, Joey.
Yeah. I mean, he'll be here. Whether or not he'll be in the front office is
Right.
a different question. So, but
He's not afraid.
yeah.
He's not afraid, but he is fearful.
I, for one, unlike Colson, am glad that Rick Carlisle's here.
Yes.
Well, if he goes to the front office, his first move would be pick up the coach with no job, Frank Vogel, on the market. Canned.
Boo.
Out of Los Angeles. Fired by tweet, I think. That's how we do things.
He was fired before he knew it.
Fired by
Yeah.
leak to the
I
media.
mean, if he didn't
Right.
know that he was being fired, then he didn't deserve that job to begin with.
I guess he could have just asked me. I would have told him. But,
Yeah. Oh, I'm the Lakers and we didn't make the playoffs? Here's my keys.
Right. You pull my car around,
Yeah.
please. You got a valet, right?
Did he deserve this though? He
Yeah.
won a championship 2 years ago,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
It's LA.
last year his team played defense, and now they didn't because they traded all the guys the way that play defense for old dudes that don't play defense. He's a defensive coach.
You, Colson, like you're. Is this your
AD,
first?
AD was like injured the whole season.
Yeah. Every time, listen. Every year this happens. Some coach gets dropped on the sword because some other stuff happened. That happens all the time.
You know what I really like about that, Joey, is you didn't say they have to fall on the sword. You say they get dropped on the sword.
They got dropped.
Yeah.
He didn't go
sword.
for
He
it.
didn't get stabbed.
And he also didn't
Technically.
fall on it.
Yeah.
He just got
Well-
dropped on it.
There was gravity involved.
he got
Yeah.
bumped on it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I mean, the theory, of course, with LA and any team with LeBron James on it is, he burns through coaches, faster than anything. So
Yeah. I'm not sure he ever really had the credentials for that job to begin with. I mean, he was hired as like a co-head coach with Jason Kidd, right? So
right,
it's
he
not
was
so-
hired to lose the job to Jason Kidd, and then he did too good of a job.
Right.
Right, and then he won a title, and they were like,
Had to keep him
what do we do
around.
now? Right.
Yeah,
So not a huge surprise, but he'll land on his feet, I'm sure, with a franchise that
for sure.
is nicer than the Lakers are.
I hope so. It's a good man. We know that from him being here.
And they did him the luxury of signing a 1-year extension and then firing him. So, they're
So he's used to spend
here's
next
some
year.
extra cash out the door. Yeah. All right. Well, Pacer fans, no upcoming games for us, but of course the playoffs are beginning. So the only date to circle on your calendar is Tuesday, May 17th. That is when the draft lottery is happening.
Oh my God! So here's what I can promise you, team. There will be an emergency pod after it, even if it's just me talking. I will quit a job if they're going to make me work. I will break up with a lady if she wants to have a date. I will be in front of the TV, and I will make sure Pacers get this thing done. And
Who do you think the Pacers are going to send to the lottery? Who's our representative going to be?
Reggie.
They call in Reggie for this one?
no.
He's probably got to work a
He's too
playoff
busy.
game that day.
Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking. I think
Rick
Miles
Smits?
Turner. Miles Turner.
Miles Turner definitely thinks it's Miles
Miles
Turner.
Yeah, Miles Turner thinks it's Miles Turner. What about
I
Halliburton?
think that's a good one.
What about
No,
Halliburton?
I'd say you send Turner. He's been
Miles
around
Turner's
forever.
been there for 7-8 years, right? He's like the
Yeah.
longest tenured Pacer.
How about some Rick Smits? He's local.
Yeah. Smith?
He also hangs out at every game.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
Bird? Don't you send Bird in? Don't you think Bird would just have the confidence to make the lottery balls go?
Yeah,
that
but he's
way?
gonna look so miserable the whole time. Because he always looks miserable.
What do we care?
Yeah.
That's what we hired. That was on his resume.
That's true. Will look miserable in all circumstances.
Yeah.
Even when Reggie hits a big shot in the playoffs.
Unflappable.
Yeah. Incapable of smiling.
So Joey, I know we're going to halftime here, and I know we're going to do the playoff predictions the next round. But I missed my my haiku champagne poems. So I'd
You
like
traded
to
it in for a WNBA update.
I
Yeah.
did. You're right. But you know what? I need more time.
But if
'cause
you
I
got
just-
one, you got one?
well, I've kind of got one.
This is
You know what? Say it, and I'll cut it out. Okay, go ahead, go for it.
You've got a half coup.
It's a Loku.
So I've been I'm with my parents this
That's
week,
better.
and we're moving out of the house, and after 40 years, the folks have been in this house. They're selling it, and it's time to go. And we found this in my 4th grade folder, titled "We're Never Going to Move." We're never going to move. I'll make sure of that. And if my parents try, I'll make their tires flat. We're never going to move. I'm positively sure. For this is where my friends live and where I'll mature. And if my folks were to die, I'd bury them in the yard. On their stone it'd say, we're never going to move. That is from what's your 8-year-old Jonathan Colson, who was apparently wrong. They're moving. I'm not burying them in the yard. It's time to move.
Dark little second grader, weren't you?
Yeah, no.
No, it's 4th grade. So
You
yeah,
didn't have to bury them in the yard.
10, probably.
10, yeah. Oh, I've also got pictures of you, buddy. There's a bunch of stuff needs to happen. I'm gonna share a bunch of stuff.
Oh, you're pointing at me?
Yeah, well, yeah. Nobody else was in elementary school with me.
Just the two of you.
Anybody else have any super dark poems before halftime?
I think we'll just leave it at that. I don't know.
I'm gonna bury my parents in the yard.
You leave my parents out of this.
Bury your parents in the yard too. Well, come around.
Okay, I gotta cut this guy's
I don't know
mic.
if that yard is zoned for a cemetery reaction.
We're never going to move, Jason. We're
Okay.
never going to move.
We're gonna take a break. Cool off. Do it as Colson. Maybe you can write a happier poem.
No,
in the break.
not happening.
Okay.
No. We all die alone.
Okay. We'll be back in a few minutes. I'm gonna have to find some like really peppy music. I'm going to end off the Pacers regular season with my final 2021-2022 regular season adjacent stat of the week.
So many caveats.
Very specific.
Joey, stat of the week.
And Colson, I thought about you when I read this one. You know, when we talk about our Slack community, pretty much every show. There's something going on from there, and this one is the one I thought of you because
the stat involves a small penis. Is that what it was?
Well, finally you should ask. No, it's what's the most common emoji that you use?
Ooh, I like the upside down smiley face. I like that.
I'm a big fan of that one too.
Yeah. I also like the palm on your face one.
Right.
And I also like the kissy face with a heart. Those are my 3 favorite.
There's another one you're using a lot, and it's just a pair of pants.
Pair of pants. That's how I respond to all things.
That's why I said that.
You're right. I respond to all things pants.
I know your emojis better than you know yourself.
Well, you don't know the way I respond to the ladies.
That's true.
I respond to you with all thing pants.
Yeah. Well, I know how the ladies respond to you, but we don't have to put that in the show.
That's weird. What? You know that they just ignore me? How do you know that?
Deductive reasoning?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
Small penis? Is that right?
I don't know. Well, Coulson, this one is about a pair of pants. In fact, it's the world's oldest pants. The world's oldest pants are 3,000-year-old wool trousers. Belonged to a man buried between 1,000 and 1,200 BCE in western China. They're made of wool. And what's pretty interesting about them, so these particular ones were found in his grave. He was buried in them. But they seem to be at the time they were woven, of course, but they actually had 4 different weaving styles that were on the same pants, and there's no evidence of any cutting of the fabric. So they just had 4 different patterns in all the right places. But it was roomier in the crotch because they believed to be horsemen, and so they would be riding and swiveling around if you're doing horse things, whether you're battling or hunting or whatever. But you need to have something that is
roomy
tough.
in the crotch. Yeah.
Roomy in the crotch, and
I don't need that, but I get that other people might. Yeah.
It's fashionable.
well, you can wear it. You can wear it in that
fashionable,
style if you want to throw off, a different look.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad they didn't have to buy off the rack since there's just 4 unique patterns.
So these are wool pants. They're not like jeans. They're just like did they have sheep in ancient China? Is that what's going on?
I mean, they had. It's interesting. They had wool, but no sheep. They grew the wool.
Really? Interesting.
No.
Back hair pants.
Yeti.
Back
It was
hair
Yeti
pants
wool.
is the name of the show.
No, they had. It was wool from sheep. And actually, one thing that you mentioned jeans. They said that in this article that the pattern that was used for most of it was twill, and that is it's basically the pattern that it's sort of the stitching pattern or the weaving pattern you use for jeans, and so it's of it. Then they look, that part of it looks sort of like jeans. It's just brown instead of the blue for denim, but it's a little bit stretchier that way. I guess they say it's stretchier than the wool, the wool before it's woven. So it's a good utility pant. You can ride on a horseback. You can get buried in it. You can be found by some people 3,000 years later.
Yeah. Do we need to be
good.
like making the pants more like that now?
I mean,
Do we need to relearn the lessons of our past?
Well, these lasted 3,000 years, and the last pair of jeans I bought lasted way less than that. So,
Excellent
maybe.
point, sir.
Yeah.
You need to
less.
get your jeans a little more roomy in the crotch.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. I mean, yeah. I don't want to turn this podcast blue, so I'll leave it at that. Anyway, if you want, we're going to put the article in the show notes here so you can see a beautiful pair of 3,000-year-old pants.
Pants.
Thought you'd be talking about the W boson.
No, I don't know. I didn't see that one. All right, what's the W boson?
Well, the nice ladies and gentlemen at Fermilab blew up the standard model of particle physics this week by finding a W boson that needs to go on a diet. It's apparently a little bit heavier than predicted by the model itself, so something is amiss. But it's the most accurate.
Start over.
Start over. Throw it all in the trash can. But supposedly the most accurate measurement ever made, so it is very problematic, apparently.
Come on, Fermilab.
I know. Throwing a monkey wrench in things.
I'll have to look into that one and be back next time. I also was reading about a probe that was getting launched real soon here that's going to be orbiting a asteroid. They're going to, it's like a heavy metallic asteroid. They're just going to, the fact they can just launch these things and orbit an asteroid, pretty dope. Also, Russia's going back to the moon, but that's what they.
I doubt that.
I feel like they're tied up right now, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
I doubt that.
Yeah.
Did they fashion the probe that's going to orbit the heavy metal asteroid with a mullet?
If somebody's cool at NASA, then yes. And I tell you what, those guys rock. So I'm sure they're going to.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
definitely painted like these things. On the,
Horns
with
out.
the horn on the horns on there. Yeah, for sure. All right, the last topic we want to discuss is the playoffs are starting. We have cemented in. At least, for the foreseeable future, I believe we're using the play-in tournament. Debuted during COVID, and Colson doesn't have any feelings on it. But Jason, you want to take us through the playoff matchups as we got them coming in for the end of the season?
Yeah, no, it's playoff time. As Jill said, it's nice. The season's over. It's not, Pacers games 3 nights a week. Not that you've been watching them a lot, but whatever. And I said, yeah, no, now there's games every night.
Right. And they're going to be way more fun than the Pacer
we're in good
games.
shape. Yeah. So we don't know all of the matchups yet. The NBA, as you guys know, are doing this play-in format. And so as we record today, we know 3 of the 4 matchups in each conference, and we're waiting to see who the number 1 seeds in each conference will play. So in the Western Conference, the Phoenix Suns will play the winner of the Pelicans-Clippers game that's taking place tomorrow night.
Go Pels!
And the Miami Heat, who are the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, will play the winner of the Hawks and Cavs, as we mentioned earlier. Go Cavs. Go Cavs. Go Cavs.
Go Cavs.
So we could make predictions on this series. We could do it, it's optional. You can pick, what you think Phoenix would do over the Pels or over the Clippers. Does that make sense? Over the Clippers. For sure. Okay. The Suns, of course, dominated the league this season. Won 64, 65 games, something like that. The Clippers were about 500, but got Paul George back right at the end of the year.
Boo.
So they are set to flame out atrociously. The Pelicans beat the Spurs in the first play-in game and looked quite good there. Our boy C.J. McCollum of previous Portland Trailblazer fame went nuts, had 27 points in the first half, cooled off in the second half, but definitely drew all of the defense and then just started dishing off for easy baskets to his teammates. So let's start with Mr. Colson, who do you previously said you have Phoenix winning the whole damn thing, so I assume you're taking them to win over either the Pels or the Clips.
For sure. I watched the San Antonio New Orleans game, and I was actually really excited about how well New Orleans plays without their best players. Zion Williams has been gone all season long, and they've got themselves into the playoffs, and I think they'll be there, and I think they'll lose. I think they'll beat the Clippers, and I think they'll lose 4-1 to the to Phoenix. Now, if for some reason the Clippers win this game, I think they'll still lose 4-1. So I'm going Phoenix, not in a sweep, but maybe Paul George, hits the backboard on a game winner.
The side of the backboard, right?
Yeah, to get that second win, and it'll still end in a 4-1. Okay.
Gotcha. Sounds good. Joey, what you got?
We'll just take Suns 3-1 either way.
3-1. They wouldn't even make them play win a fourth game, huh?
Wait, what now?
You have to win 4 games to win.
It's a 7-game series.
Oh, right.
So you gotta win 4 games.
4-1. Well, no, I think 3-1. There's probably going to be what's the gentleman's sweep when they just bow out of when you just concede the series? There's a name for that, right? We'll go 4-1.
Unprecedented.
The unprecedented sweep is what they call that.
So the douchebag sweep, I believe, is if you win the first game and lose the next 4. The gentleman's sweep is if you win the first 3 and then give up the fourth win and win 4-1. That's a gentleman's sweep.
Correct.
Yeah. And then there's the douche nozzle sweep.
So everybody's on 4-1 regardless right now.
Well, I don't know about Harper.
Harper, what do you got? Well, everyone thus far. Yes.
Oh, thus far, but I just think Harper's probably going to go crazy on New Orleans, I assume.
Well, he loves Paul George, so
Yeah. Both of these teams are awful. It's a sweep.
Sweep.
I'm with you on this one, Harper.
Yeah.
I think the Phoenix on sweep either of these teams.
Okay. All right.
Let's stick in the Western Conference. Let's work our way through the West. So the Suns, whoever wins the Suns Pels/Clippers series will face the winner of the Dallas Mavericks versus the Utah Jazz. Dallas is the 4 seed here, so they have home court advantage against Utah. Let's start with Joey this time. You got thoughts on this series?
Well, I kind of like Utah.
Okay.
Kind of like Utah.
Should be mentioned, Luka Doncic at the last game of the season had a calf strain, which previous types of this injury have kept guys out for up to 3 to 4 weeks. So he gets a week off, while these playing games are going on, but he's likely to miss at least the first 2 games of this series. That should be noted. And the Utah Jazz are the Utah Jazz, so who knows what to make of them.
I think I'll take them. I'll take the Jazz in 6.
Jazzies in 6.
Mm-hmm.
Do. All right, Harper, what do you got?
I've got what I think is going to be a pretty good series. We'll see what happens with Doncic, but I'll take the Mavs in 7.
Yep, I like that.
Okay, I like that.
So I'm, I root for Utah, despite the fact that I hate their franchise and hate their state. I tend to root for them because they're a small franchise and they've created, I think, what I really like. I love Bojan Bogdanovic on this team. I think they're going to lose this in 7. I'm with Harper on this. Even without Doncic on the first 2 games, that's how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, Dallas is so Doncic-centric. It's like a very heliocentric offense.
Right.
It's hard to see how they win a game if he's not playing.
I agree.
Against a Jazz team that has played under expectations this year, but
Still real good.
definitely is still real good, and have a player in Donovan Mitchell who definitely shows up in the playoffs. So I'm going to take
50 last year in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, he had a couple nice performances in that Nugget series. I'm going to take the Jazz in 7 here.
Nice.
I think they can pull it out.
Okay.
On the road. Okay, cool.
That sounds like the best series so far, though.
It's a good matchup. They're both very good teams. I mean, but the rest of these matchups are all pretty juicy as well. I mean, once you get to the playoffs, it turns out that most of these teams are actually good at basketball. So,
Yeah.
Sometimes I watch the Pacers play anymore.
Haven't seen much of that this season.
all right, let's move on to the 3-6 matchup, which features the number 3 seed, the Golden State Warriors, who I just read on NBA Reddit is expected to be ready to play in Game 1. Steph Curry, that is. If I didn't say that correctly. And they will be facing the number 6 seeded Denver Nuggets, who are featuring front-runner MVP candidates Nikola Jokic and a bunch of guys you've never heard of.
Is Jamal Murray
Bones Highland and whatnot. Harper, what are you seeing out of this?
Warriors are heavily favorited in this series. So I'm going to zag. I'll take the Nuggets in 7.
Whoa.
Ooh, interesting.
I think Jokic is that good. He's having an MVP season. I don't know what Steph's going to bring when he comes back.
Threes.
Yeah, no, I mean, of course,
Bold.
I know what he's gonna bring. But and they haven't had their whole team together like they did when they won those championships. I really do think Denver is a special team, and if they could get anybody back outside of Jokic, they might make some damage here. But I'm gonna go with Warriors in 6.
Dubs in 6. I am also on the Dubs in this one. I think that when they have Curry and Green, they're a special team. Klay Thompson also seemed to be rounding into form towards the end of the season. I think he averaged something like 30 plus points in the last 3 games on 50% shooting. So that's another good sign that he's starting to get back into shape. I think it's not going to be easy. I think Jokic is a beast, so I'll take Warriors in 6 in this one. Joey?
I'm going to take, I don't like this pick, but I'm going to take the Warriors in 5. I think with those 3 guys, look, I mean.
Who's going to stop Jokic? There's nobody above like 5'10" on
Do you
there.
have to stop Jokic?
I mean,
I'm exaggerating, but
I
they don't
feel
have
like
the size for Jokic. Is what I'm saying.
Well, it's like it's haters like you.
Well,
that
I
said,
mean,
jump.
Looney can show up, but he's gonna just pass.
You said jump shooting teams can't win championships for years, and you've been all over Twitter with that for years.
That's true. You're not wrong.
So
They can throw B elites out there and hack him 6 times. And
3's more than 2.
I mean, the
Jokic
thing with that is you might as well
Jokic's
just let
gonna hit his free
Jokic
throws.
go crazy and just not let anybody else do anything.
Yeah,
And
that will likely be the strategy unless Jamal Murray does indeed make it back.
If he makes it back, it's a whole different series. I like Harper's pick.
I mean, even if he comes back, he's coming off of an ACL tear.
Yeah, I know.
Straight
but
into playoff level basketball. He's special. Don't get me wrong, but that's a tall ask.
I'm special.
All right, Joey's on Dubs in 5. All right, let's move on to the 2-7 matchup. This features the Memphis Grizzlies, who were the surprise number 2 seed this year. I think they won 56 games, which is just incredible. And they will be facing a Minnesota Timberwolves team who defeated the Clippers on Tuesday in interesting fashion. Karl Anthony Towns fouls out of the game. The Clippers are down 8 or something at that point. Or sorry, the T-Wolves are down 8 or something at that point. They storm back, put the clamps down on defense. Pat Beverly, who now plays for the T-Wolves, goes crazy. Tweets some offensive stuff about the Clippers, who he felt lowballed him with an offer. Here we are. The T-Wolves second time in the playoffs in the last 18 years, I think, or something like that. Something ridiculous. So, who you got? I'll go first in this one. The Grizzlies have been impressive even without Ja Morant, and I actually don't know the status of him. Is he expected to play in this series or not?
Yeah,
He'll be back. His health is questionable, though.
Yeah, it's questionable. Like they're thinking he'll be there for game one, but it's up in the air.
Okay.
They're like 20-5 without him.
Yeah,
I think something like that.
Yeah. But I think of the teams that the Grizzlies could have faced in this playoffs, the T-Wolves are the perfect team because they are similarly inexperienced when it comes to playoff basketball. And that was sort of the only weakness I think that the Grizzlies had, was if they played a playoff-savvy team, they might get taken advantage of.
Timberwolves ain't
so
that.
No, the Timberwolves are not that. I'm going to take the Grizzlies, and I'm going to take them in 5 to win this. Colson, what do you think?
I think Minnesota's better than we think they are. But I'm with you. I mean, this is the perfect team for both of these teams to play. I mean, Minnesota is going up against Memphis that doesn't have a lot of playoff experience. I think Memphis is still a better team. I think they pull this out, but I think Minnesota's going to get some wins, and this is going to be good for their franchise moving forward. I'm giving them. I think the home court advantage is going to make it work. Memphis wins in 7.
Okay, sounds good. Joey, what do you think?
I think.
Okay, never mind. Sorry.
No, that's what I was going to go anyway. I think
No
that
doubt.
Yeah, I think so. I think that, well, Memphis is, I like Memphis a lot, but this is a team with not a lot of, deep playoff runs. The Memphis teams from some years back did, but, I think this iteration is not the same. So I think Minnesota is going to make a little noise, and, they're not, they don't know what they don't know, and so they're gonna just go out there and play.
Are they winning?
I think they're gonna win. I think they're gonna. It's gonna take them. It's gonna take them 7, but I think they're gonna have to do it.
Winning in Memphis. I love it.
Yeah.
I like this call, Joe.
Walking in Memphis,
I like
winning
this
in
call.
Memphis.
This is a bold prediction.
Mm-hmm. Harper, what are you seeing in the tea leaves here?
I will be trying my hardest to root for the Timberwolves. I do hope for them that Anthony Edwards is going to help carve out a different path for this team. I think the Timberwolves, lots of the Timberwolves know what they don't know. Anthony Edwards is the guy who doesn't, right? So he could walk in potentially and surprise some people, and I hope he has a really great series. And that said, I had the Grizzlies in 5. I'll take them in 6.
Fair enough.
But
Fair enough.
God, hater.
No, Joe, I think I appreciate what you did there, but I think Harper's right.
Yeah, Karl Anthony Towns probably has the most at stake in this series.
yeah.
He did not look good in that playing game.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If Ja Morant gets to play this series, he is immediately the best player on the floor.
For sure.
So,
I think his health remains to be seen.
I don't care. If he plays, I feel like he's still better than everybody else.
We'll see.
Even if he's
Definitely better
broken.
than me.
That's how,
That's for
yeah.
sure.
He's better at basketball than I am, even broken.
That's
Gold.
quite a statement there.
Okay. Let's move to the Eastern Conference. The number 1 seed, Miami Heat, which just sounds weird. I feel like this is a team that just flew under the radar all year and is somehow the number 1 seed.
Snuck in there.
They will play the winner of the Hawks and Cavs, as we mentioned before.
Go Cavs.
Go Cavs. Colson, you want to start us off in this one? You got thoughts?
Oh
on...
yeah, this is done. I mean, the Heat are way better than either of these teams. I assume there's a world, just because the way basketball works, that either the Hawks or the Cavs hit more threes in a game. But I think this is 4-1, done. Heat are better. They play defense. Neither the Hawks or the Cavs play defense. So this is done in 4-1. Either way.
Didn't Atlanta go to the Eastern Conference Finals last year?
Yeah,
they did indeed.
And do you know who their coach is?
I do.
Oh, who is it?
His name is Nate. It was Nate, Eastern Conference finalist McMillan.
Yeah. And you know what he's really good at?
Eastern Conference Finals.
Drawing up plays. He's great
I think we're thinking of a different coach.
Oh, maybe I am.
Yeah.
You're thinking of Nate Bjorkgren.
No, right.
Joey, what do you think about this?
Boy, in my heart wants to tell me that the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to beat the Hawks and then take it to the Heat, but I think they're going to need another year. The Cavs, that is. They got a lot of young talent. They've
had a nice season.
Yeah, they had a nice season. They're going to be fun, but it's going to be a little bit of time till they're ready to. The Hawks, Spoelstra's got this team running, better than they should. And
the Hawks,
the Heat.
The Heat. Yeah.
Because I know the Hawks don't have a coach that's making them better.
No. Spoelstra only he's only on the Heat.
Yeah.
So unless
So
he's
you're taking the Heat and how many? Against?
I'll take the Heat over the Cavs in. I'll say 6. Make them work for you.
And if they play the Hawks, you have the
Sweep. Get them out of here.
Wow.
Get them out of here.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm going to go the reverse of that. I think if the Heat play the Cavs, they sweep them. And if they play the Hawks, it takes them 7.
Oh, okay.
7.
Yeah, I have the Heat in a sweep over the Cavs, and I have the Hawks in 7 over the Heat if they
Whoa. Okay.
The 9th seeded Hawks over.
Well, they will be the 8th
The
seeded
Miami?
Hawks.
They
if
will be the
make it,
8th at some point, yeah. So
Not-
you're telling me there's a 1-8 upset for the Hawks.
John Collins is back. They were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. Why not?
Trae Young is the truth.
Trae Young is the truth.
And they also have the coach that we had that never got out of the first round.
But
But
he also didn't have Trae.
Yeah, he didn't have any trouble last year, did he?
No, you're right. You're not wrong.
He had 0 Trae Youngs.
He had 0
before he
Trae
went to
Youngs.
Atlanta.
Yep. Give that guy a point guard. Look at what he can do.
Look at this. You want the 1-8 upset. This is exciting.
I love it.
Oh, this is bold.
Well, it's heartbreaking for me because I'm rooting so hard for I'm rooting for a terrible series against the Cavs. Like that's what's happening. My basketball brain is just all messed up right now. Like that Hawks Heat series would be truly interesting, but with any luck, we won't actually get to see it.
Right.
That's right.
Need to see a miserable Cavs
Yeah,
series.
it's just super dumb.
All right, let's move on to the 4-5 matchup in the East that's featuring the 4th-seeded Philadelphia 76ers against the 5th-seeded Toronto Raptors, who have been playing very good basketball second half of the season. Sixers, of course, made mid-season trade for James Harden and have front-runner in the MVP race, Joel Embiid, and some other guys that can do some things, and have a coach in Doc Rivers who sometimes does good things in the playoffs and sometimes does
He thinks he
really
matters.
dumb things in the
So
playoffs.
there's that.
Yeah. And the Raptors, of course, have Nick Nurse, who's a freaking genius. So let's start with Joey on this one. What you got thoughts on Sixers Raptors?
I mean,
It
for
should
me,
be noted, actually, before you go on,
Uh-huh.
it should be noted that Matisse Thybulle, however you pronounce his name.
Stupid is how
who
I
is
pronounce his
a
name.
key player for the 76ers, is unable to play any of the games against the Toronto Raptors that are taking place in Canada because he is not vaccinated. And so therefore
He's like
cannot
their
travel
third
to
best-
Canada,
He's their third best player.
arguably.
Yeah.
Tobias Harris wants to fight you.
Yeah.
But
No,
sure. That's okay.
whatever. He can fight me because I think I can probably take him.
Regardless, Thibault cannot play in Canada, so take that for what it is.
That is not useful, is what that is.
Yeah.
I just changed my prediction.
Wow.
Joey, what you got?
That's what puts you over the edge? All
Well,
right.
I was already on the edge.
That's not a shock.
I'm gonna fight you.
Get in line. Yeah, so I believe that Toronto is. I think Toronto's looking good here, and I've seen James Harden in the playoffs. I know how far he goes. It ain't that far. Joel Embiid, where's he gone? Not that great. Well, Toronto's going to take this one in. I'll say in 6.
Raptors in 6.
Tours. Rawr! I don't know this. I just picked them because I don't know what a sound a 76er would make.
Sound of freedom, buddy.
Ding.
Ding.
Colson, what do you think?
Freedom is not getting vaccinated, Colson. Think about that.
Look, I hate the beard. I've always hated the beard. But here's the thing: Joel Embiid had, and I hate Philly. I hate the fans. I hate the squad. I hate everybody who's ever been a part of, who's ever entered the building. I hate all of them.
TJ McConnell.
Mad Dr.
apparently.
J shade right now.
No, yeah. Look. If you
Maurice
ever thought about rooting for the Philadelphia Sixers, you are a bad person. So let's just get that out of the way. I really am proud of Joel Embiid. This is the first season where he has showed up. He's spent the entire season playing basketball. We all thought he could never do a full season because he was always going to be hurt. And he's an MVP candidate. I'm going to vote for Jokic, but he's my number 2. Like, I think he's that good. He's been that amazing this season. We'll do our year-end awards later, but, like, he's been that good. But, man, do I hate James Harden. And do I think that he will screw this up? Yes. And do I trust Toronto? They've won a championship. Do I trust Nick Nurse? Do I trust Fred VanVleet? I think this goes 7 in Philly, and I think Toronto finds a way to win. I'm not. It's a coin toss, but I just think that Harden will probably flame out in the second round, but maybe this time because Toronto's too competent, he'll flame out in this first round.
I am with you in that I think it's going to take a long series and go 7, but I'm going to give Philly the advantage there.
Fair enough.
The home game.
Fair enough. I don't feel great about it, but man.
I just think that Embiid is on a mission this year. And
I agree with that, and they also are going to have the 2 best dudes on the court. I got the Sixers in 5.
Okay, fair enough. But they're missing their 3rd or 4th best player for the entire series.
4th.
For half the series.
part of the series, not the entire series. He gets to play in Philadelphia.
Yeah, and so actually, in my prediction, he plays most of the series.
All right, let's move on to the 3-6 matchup featuring the Milwaukee Bucks, defending champion Milwaukee Bucks, I might add, and the Chicago Bulls. Both these teams not on a great streak to end the season, but Chicago definitely has been petering out for a while. But let's start with Harper on this one. What are your thoughts?
I thought I was being very kind giving the Bulls a game.
Okay. There you go.
You're practically a saint.
Joey, what do you think?
Well, I'm a little bit, I'm a little bit nicer than the enforcer, so I'll give the Bulls two games, I guess.
Okay.
What?
Yeah. Well, it's the Bucks. They're gonna probably take a couple of those days off, go out, get some drinks the night before, have a good time.
Chicago.
Get some deep dish pizza.
Yeah, you gotta be relaxed, enjoy the sights, and then
Take the river cruise.
and then turn down the clamps when it matters.
Yeah. Giannis doesn't fuck around with this shit. I think the Bucks are going to sweep him.
That's fair.
That is totally fair. I'm right in between you and Harper on this.
4.5.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Bulls a half game.
No, I'm gonna go ahead and give nothing to Zach LaVine, and we're gonna sweep.
Yeah, that's a good guess, especially without Lonzo, who is out for the playoffs. So
Right. And I love DeMar DeRozan, and if it's close, he could do some stuff. But also Giannis.
do you love DeMar DeRozan?
No, I love him in a close basketball game, but I think Giannis will still beat him in a close basketball game. So I'm gonna go with the sweep.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the interview with Giannis talking about Oreos?
No.
No.
I don't want to spoil it for you, but after the show, or look it up. It is so endearing. It's wonderful.
Do we need to link this for the show notes?
Yeah, we should, but just
You say Oreos?
Oreos. Yeah, it's wonderful.
I did hear that he comes to post game conferences with press conferences with a dad jokes book.
Yeah.
And starts out by reading a dad joke to everybody and laughs uproariously. Okay, let's move on to the final matchup and the juiciest matchup, featuring the 2-seeded Boston Celtics against the 7-seeded Brooklyn Nets, who took down Cleveland in the play-in game on Tuesday. They have Kyrie Irving back full-time now. Kevin Durant is fully operational Death Star mode. They may get Joe Harris back at some point in this series. And they're playing a Boston team that has been on a tear since the All-Star break. Absolutely, next to the Phoenix Suns as the best team record-wise in the second half of the season. I am very intrigued by this series. I have gone back and forth in my brain over whether or not it matters if Kyrie and KD are there together, because the rest of their team is a bunch of kind of slapdash dudes that I don't trust in big moments, but those two guys are so freaking good. It's crazy. And the Boston Celtics, who have Jason Tatum, who has taken a leap this year, it seems, and gotten a little bit of his nasty mojo, and it seems like he's on a destruction mission. I think this goes the full 7 games, and I think that, man, where do I I think I'm going to take the Brooklyn Nets to win this in 7 games.
Right.
That's what I'm going to do. I don't like it. I don't like teams being rewarded for half-assing it throughout the season. But
I don't like it either.
not that they half-assed it, but they just didn't have their guy.
Right.
Kyrie could only play half the games,
And
KD
Kyrie-
got hurt a bunch.
Now that
Kyrie chose not to play.
Yeah. Now that the
Sure. Good point, Joe.
now that Kyrie can play all the games, they are very dangerous indeed. I think he hit his first 10 shots against the Cavs or something before finishing 13 of 15.
And he just looks like he's in a good groove in this.
I mean, he's well rested. He's only played half
Yeah.
a season of basketball, right? I mean,
That's true.
It's
He's rounding into mid-season form.
he really is, and they may also get Ben Simmons back. And before you say who cares, having a first team All NBA defender to stick on Jason Tatum, and if nothing else, make him work and tire himself out over 48 minutes would be a real difference maker for them, because they do not play great defense. I can't see betting against Kevin Durant in this. I would much rather see the Celtics win. But I think that the Nets will find a way to wrap this up in 6 so they don't have to face that Garden crowd.
Wow. All right, team. I am. This is the.
You're really stressed out.
No, I am.
Are you okay?
I think this is the
Are you
hardest
having a
decision
baby?
outside of. I think that the Nets are incredibly capable, of course, and it's really hard to stop two of the greatest scorers of all time, and Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. But I picked the Celtics to get to the finals, and I still think that's going to be the case. So they're number 2 in defense and number 7 in offense. Do you know where the Brooklyn Nets are? Nowhere on defense. They're just nowhere. They're not even on the list. So let's just.
They're not even in the league.
They're not even in the league. So I
They
think.
didn't play enough games of defense.
So I think that
Qualify.
the Celtics can manage this. I think they can figure this out. They're number 2 in defense, and they're going to figure this out. And I think they're going to win it in 7 games in the Garden, and they're with the Celtics crowd behind them.
I feel like every game I've seen the Nets play this year, they go down 20 and then shut the other team down for 7 minutes and go on like a 25-2 run. I feel like that's every game I see from the Nets.
But their defense is.
Well, but my point is that what's a little scary is that when they turn it on, there is another gear there.
You're not wrong. They that's the thing. Are they the most dangerous 7 seed in the history of the basketball? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean that's super tough if you're a Boston fan, right? I mean,
Weren't the Knicks a 7 seed that one year when they beat us?
yeah.
No, they were an 8 seed, and also there was a year that the Houston Rockets went all the way to the finals, but they were a 6 seed. I'm just trying to think of a better 7 seed ever. Can't come up with it.
But I think they can be dangerous too because some of them aren't vaccinated and they could infect the other players.
Sure, super dangerous. Super dangerous.
Yeah.
Sure. Super spreader event.
Yeah.
Game 2. There's a whole monkey wrench and everything. All right, Joseph. Finish this off.
I'm voting with my heart on this one, and I can't land on the same one that Colson did, so we're gonna go Celtics in 6. Let's do it. Yeah, do it in Brooklyn, in their faces.
In their faces.
Right. By the way, shout out to everybody in Brooklyn. Keep your heads up. Crazy situation there.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out.
Luckily, no mortalities. I don't think. Right. Just some
Not that I've
injuries.
seen.
Okay.
That being said, I still think the Celtics are gonna win.
Sure.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna give you the truth here. Offensive rating 11th. Defensive rating 19th for the Brooklyn Nets.
I mean
Better than I
that's
thought.
way better than I thought, given that they haven't had Ben Simmons or Kyrie Irving for half the season.
I still think the
not
Celtics
surprised.
go into the
44 and
finals
38.
against the Phoenix Suns, and the Phoenix Suns win the title. So
Boy, they're going to have one of the
No, yeah,
toughest
I mean,
road to the finals.
they
It's
are
gonna be
going to have
gotta
a
beat the
really tough
Nets
road.
and the Bucks.
because they also have to beat the Bucks after this. So yeah,
Yep.
and they're the
It'd be a tough road home.
favorites. Yep. Yeah. No, this is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, it should be a
They
good
got to go
playoff
through a
season.
gauntlet and then face whoever, whatever the Heat maybe or something like that, or the Hawks
Or the Hawks. Yeah,
with
exactly.
the Eastern Conference final.
They will have their fingers crossed for that matchup, no doubt.
Nate ECF Millen.
Let's play checkers while we're playing chess.
I wonder if he wears I wonder if he had like an Eastern Conference Finals ring made. McMillan does, and he just wears it, to sleep every night.
Did you guys see the Atlanta Braves
sounds like him.
World Series rings? Dude, they were so bonkers. The ring opens up, and inside there's these little LED lights, and it's a little tiny model of their field with rubies where all the home runs landed during the World Series last year. Yeah.
No,
That's really specific.
It's real bonkers.
Okay, that's a lot of work.
LEDs in a ring. I like it.
Made by Jostens.
Jostens, bring in the heat.
Shout out to Jostens.
Yeah. Got a ring guy. You know what? That's got to be the best time in those, like the designer's career. You know, you get to like, normally you're just doing whatever, the same old stuff. But then, you know, one of these professional teams is like, look, we're doing this up. I want LEDs inside this thing.
Well, you know what, Joe? You know what I think we're going to do? We're going to start putting LEDs in your beard for all of the home runs we hit as a podcast.
Okay. I'm going to be so bedazzled so fast.
It has 755 diamonds
Yeah.
on the ring.
Is that a cat or baby?
I mean, it's a cat. You can see the cat, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Can-
yeah.
Literally just saw it.
That's the cat. I was impressed. My wife got one wrong. She called in today. She got one wrong on the phone.
my.
Oh,
Yeah.
not acceptable.
Yeah.
Oh, there's your cat. Oh, I see the cat now. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
That's cat.
But I'm just saying, like, no shade on her. It's cats are good at
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. They've been doing this for centuries, man.
Yeah. She's only had
A
you
baby
know,
for a little while.
yeah. Cats have had, you know, hundreds or thousands of years to get good at this, and they're good.
So bizarre to me, but I feel like cats never actually want attention that much. Why did they develop this so specific means of getting attention?
They need food or to go outside.
Maybe they're actually just trying to distract you from your baby so it'll die and they can eat it.
That sounds like a cat.
No, they like the kid.
Mm-hmm. Until they eat it.
They're just trying to fatten him up.
Whatever they're doing is working. He's a big boy. It's well, it's starting to get warm now, so we don't, you know, we're not. Today his like legs were out, and he's got some chonker thighs.
His legs were out. What does that even mean?
I mean, like he wasn't wearing like a long-legged onesie because it was like 60 degrees today. When it's cold, you got to keep them up. They don't have the body mass that I do, or an adult does. You know.
Wayman's getting close though. All right, let's get out of here.
Yep, let's get going. Well, thank you for hanging out with us. If you've made it this far, you did a good thing with your life. Congratulations. We'll be back with you next week, talking more about playoffs, I'm sure, and deep dive into some other topics. I'm probably just going to pick something that's...
We're not going to do any of that stuff. We're going to talk on Sunday about whatever we're talking about.
Well, you know,
We're not
we
gonna
always
get
have a
more
side
in-depth
conversation
with
without...
anything.
You know, we have a side conversation without you, you know, where we get all the work done.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. So maybe you'll have some in-depth conversations to have.
Yeah.
And in show 2, just Colson reading poems from 4th grade.
I have more, if you'd like.
Until then, you can find us on social media. We're on Twitter at Undebeatables. We're on Facebook.com/TheUndebeatables. Our website is TheUndebeatables.com. It's a contact form. You can use that to send us a message. And you can email us. Shout out at Undebeatables.com. And if you're a cat in my house, you can just scream and I'll hear you. And I'll make sure you have food and water.
That's good of you.
Mm-hmm.
For the architect, Donnie Walsh, and our once and always Hall of Fame coach, Bobby Stick Leonard. Turn out the lights, the party's over.
Nice one.
It was very subdued.
Yeah, it was pleasant.
We love you, Pacer Nation. It's been a long season. You deserve a little bit of solace.
Maybe they send Donnie Walsh in a case and a half of Diet Coke to the lottery.
Oh, they should. Maybe Nancy Leonard. How about that?
Oh, there you go. That's a good one, Joey. There we go. Now we get the number 1 pick. Welcome to the team, Jabari Smith.
So I mean, there's so much that's going to change. So much going to change when we get that number 1 pick.
Better hope so, because apparently you're going to quit your job and break up with whoever you're at with.
No, that's just to watch.
Just
the
to watch it.
That's to watch
Just
it.
to watch it.
That's table stakes.
No, yeah, no, I'm quitting my job or breaking up with whoever. Yeah, whatever. It's nothing is going to be more important to me on May 17th than getting the number 1 pick.
You should probably put that on your profile.
Yeah, you could probably ask for that day off in advance and then not schedule.
And also
a
tell
date
my
for
loved
that day.
one that I need a day off. No. I'm going to destroy my entire life for this.
You're just gonna wait until the day after.
Of course. I'm guessing baby.
It's a cat.
Ah, man, I always lose this game.
Yep.